Let's take our seats. President Mchatram, the report back.
No, thank you, Speaker. We are ready to proceed. We have caucus on the item.
Okay, thank you. We were on item
We support. Next item.
1.1, page 25. There was a proposal from Councillor Madlala to refer the item on page 25, 1.1, back to the executive committee. We were in the process of voting. We are about to conclude that. Let's all settle down. Those who are in support of the reference back, please raise your hands.
I've just lost my pen.
GNU is existing and alive till 2029.
Thank you. Those who are voting against the reference back,
Sorry, Speaker, sorry. ACTP 2, not 1.
okay. Those who abstain, okay. Okay, thank you. According to our records, the reference back is being supported by all council members. Thank you very much for that. We will proceed to the next item, City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Page 30, item number 2 is the report of the Economic Development and Planning Committee from their meeting, which was held on the 20th of the 5th, 2026. Item 2.1, nomination of replacement trustee for the Durban Infrastructure Development Trust, DIDT committee recommends.
Thank you very much. There are two speakers on the item. Is Councillor Nyembezi from EFF and Councillor Tembontoli from the ANC in that order. Councillor Nyembezi.
Sibonga Somdom. Supported.
Okay, Councillor Ntuli.
Supported. In fact, I'm covered by Nyembezi.
Thank you very much, councillors. Are the recommendation agreed? Next
Item
item.
2.2.
No,
Order.
the D abstains.
They abstain. Thank you. Let's record that, Secretariat. City Manager.
Item 2.2, approval of incentive as per economic development intensive policy, image packers, distributors and distributors, PTY Ltd and Insimbi Reach, PTY Ltd, special purpose vehicle, committee recommends.
Thank you. There are no speakers on this item. All the items are agreed, councillors.
No.
Next item, I had some no's. From where? Yes. Let's record that no. Thank you. Next item.
Item 2.3, approval of incentive as per economic development incentive policy, Kareli Investment Pty Ltd. Committee recommends.
2.3 is page 33. Yeah, it's page 33. There are no speakers on this item. All the recognition agreed.
No.
Thank you. Where is it? No.
Action SA.
Looking for the no. There's no. Okay.
A point of clarity, Speaker.
Yes, Councillor.
I know all councillors have got the right to agree and disagree. But I just want to check it to them because they may be confused by the item. The policy that we have approved with when companies they have reached a particular things in the policy, then they are bane right ukuba bathole lento esithi abayithole manje. Ngifuna ukuthola ukuthi
But
baphikisane ukuthi
Councillor,
banganikidi
Councillor,
abalalo.
Councillor Ntuli, we are now debating the item. We are not in the speakers list. Because there are recommendations here in this item, councillors have a right to support and not to support. Because there are recommendations. Thank you. Let's record that. Secretariat. Next item, 67.
Next item is on page 34, which is the report of Finance Committee from their meeting, which was held on the 20th of the 5th, 2026. Item 3.1, unauthorized, irregular, fruitless, and wasteful expenditure incurred for quarter ended 31st March 2026. Committee recommends.
There are two speakers, UIM, Councillor J. Singh, ANC, Councillor N. Madlala. In that order, Councillor Singh.
Speaker, we are dealing with hundreds of millions, even billions of rands in irregular and wasteful expenditure. Yet the number of officials actually held accountable remains extremely low. That contradiction is a real issue before this council. On behalf of the United Independent Movement, we must ask, where is the consequence management that matches the scale of the problem? Because what we are seeing is isolated cases, few warnings, suspensions, or dismissals, but no clear, transparent picture of accountability. Speaker, without real consequences, we are normalizing failure. We are effectively telling officials that there is little price to pay for financial mismanagement, and that cannot continue. This is no longer just about finances. It is of governance failure. We need a clear reporting on how many officials have been disciplined, how much has been recovered, and how quickly these matters are being finalized. Because right now, the losses are clear, but the accountability is not. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Madlala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, we, as the ANC, we support the report. We know the process that is going to be undertaken. The report will then go to the MPEC, which is charged with looking at how public money was spent, where there was irregular expenditure, it could be explained as a matter of fact. In our situation, the CFO have brought forward reports which reports about the contracts, the enduring contracts that are going to expire next year, January, which are giving us irregular expenditure every month. Those contracts are as a result of that confusion around the local content that was supposed to be observed in terms of the procurement policies. Now, the treasurer, our treasurer, the CFO has been transparent about that, and we've been transparent to council to say, as long as those contracts are still in existence, we are still going to get irregular expenditure. Now, when we get irregular expenditure from those contracts, what it then means is that a person that was charged with delivering equipment did deliver the equipment. The equipment is up to the specification, and the equipment did serve the purpose that for which it was purchased. However, because the contract from which such was sourced was deemed to be irregular, therefore every transaction that is then going to take place is then deemed irregular, meaning that that money every amount that is involved in that is then going to reflect in the books as irregular expenditure. But it does not mean that if it's R1 billion, it's R1 billion of public money that has been misappropriated. It means that it's a R1 billion that was utilized to get value for money, but we must recognize that the initial transaction happened under irregular circumstances, and therefore something must happen about it. Therefore, the Municipal Public Accounts Committee deals with that. If it feels that because it does interviews and everything else, if it feels that there are officials that needs to be held accountable or an investigation that needs to be done, it then refers the matters to CIIU, which is now called CIID. Then CIID will deal with the matters and make recommendations to council about officials that needs to be taken to a DC. And if they feel that there's a criminal activity that has taken place, they then go to the police station and open a criminal charge around that. If they feel that a particular matter is a financial misconduct, they then refer it to a financial misconduct disciplinary board, which reports every 3 months to this council. After that, we have instructed the city manager to give us reports every 3 months of any and every consequence management action that is being taken. Now, I think the mistake that we have made, which has resulted in a situation where people can sit in this council and say there's no consequence management, is that we've dealt with those reports in committee. I think it's high time that we bring those reports to the public and we just report about them. Of course, if needs be, and if there's a feeling that it might compromise an ongoing investigation or anything, we'll just redact that part. But otherwise, we must then, the last previous executive committee actually took a decision that says the financial misconduct disciplinary board and the reports of the city manager and any other report pertaining to investigations are now going to be transacted in open meetings, so that we don't have a situation where councillors will sit in a meeting where they get all these reports with the names and everything, and then because it serves them politically to come here and pretend as if there's nothing that is being done, they can just pause, try and say that, and the public out there is no wiser because they have trust in us to say we are doing what we are saying we are doing. Now we are just going to bring it to the public so that everyone can then say, how about that under that irregular expenditure of March last year? What has been done about it? You can then bring it forward and say, this has been done, these are the steps, and these are the officials, if they are officials that have been charged, these are the officials, if they are officials which have been fired, and all of those things, so that at least there's complete transparency around those issues, so that we don't play around. There are wasteful and fruitless expenditure. Their officials have been dealt with, but because we have not been overly transparent about it, it's as if nothing is being done. So with that, Honorable Speaker, we support the item, and I hope Council is going to support us in this bold step we are taking forward to say we are going to transact these items in an open meeting so that everyone can see that indeed there is consequence management that is happening in this municipality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, councillors. Recommendations are on page 35. They are all agreed, councillors. Are noted. It's for noting. It's noted. Thank you, City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Item 3.2, investment report for the month ended 30th April 2026. Committee recommends.
Thank you, City Manager. Are the recommendations noted, councillors? Thank you.
Item 3.3, approval of accounting policies for the 24-25 financial year.
3.3. Page 36, 3.3, right? Check my speakers there. There are no speakers. The item is for noting. Is noted, councillors?
Item 3.4, procurement plan for the top 400.
No, Speaker,
Point of order.
the approval of accounting policy, I'm not sure if it is for noting really.
On page 36. Yeah.
On page 36, yes. But also maybe a question of clarity. I see there are quite a few policy approval items. Were those not supposed to be approved as part of the budget approval?
Policies.
Yes.
Recommendation on page 38.
Okay, okay.
We don't mind voting on them individually, but I'm just seeking clarity whether they were supposed to
But
accompany
the
the
point
budget.
I'm making is that the policy is not here for noting, it's here for approval. And I'm in agreement with you. We agree. You can note other items, but the policy have to be approved. Right? But I see there are two hands, Councillor Mandela, then yeah. Then there's hand there. You know?
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I think we need to realize that we are actually microwaving a meeting that was supposed to be cooked and dished that day. So we are finalizing on the work that was done on the day. It's similar to Councillor Mthethwa is correct in asking. It's similar to the tariff. That will have a tariff policy, but will have tariffs contained in the budget to be passed with the budget. But it does not hurt to pass the policy because it sort of clarifies many of the other issues that are passed with the budget but are not clearly clarified. So we need to have a policy so that if someone wants to take you to court, they'll use the policy then just an item contained within a set of things that are passed with the budget. So I would persuade that we pass the policy as if it's independent from the budget. Although we know that by implication, when we're passing the budget with the attendant items, it was with these policies. Thank you, Speaker.
Yeah, yeah. It means there's agreement that this policy that's being tabled here was approved when we're approving the budget. It means your understanding, Councillor Mthethwa, is correct when we refer to this policy. Now it means legal, you have to guide us here. The item is back here, but there's an understanding that this policy was approved when we were approving the budget, unless maybe there's something in the content of the report that maybe is saying something contrary to our interpretation. Tian. Okay, thank you. There is a guidance that if indeed the item was approved,
Check ukuthi sikhuluma ngo 2024-2025 financial year or mhlawumbe kune miss lokuzana alignment lapha in terms of financial years.
okay.
If they are saying
Okay, no, legal will come back. Legal will come back. Shares.
No, thank you, Speaker. Speaker, the reason why Councillor Mthethwa does not know whether it was approved or not, it's because he did not pass the budget. That's the only reason why I don't know. Thank you.
No.
Yeah.
What? No.
Bengicela follow up.
Councillor Shares. Councillor Shares, can we please withdraw that?
I withdraw, Speaker.
Do you know why I'm saying that? It's because Councillor Mthethwa made a submission. Councillor Madlala is in support of that view. But we are not mentioning Madlala, we are mentioning Councillor.
That's
Thank
fine.
you. Let me check Madlala and check legal because legal want to come back and guide us after your input.
Yeah.
Order.
Cela ukungena kuqala no-legal khona ezosigayida. What I was actually saying, Speaker, was that although the item would have been passed with the budget, but I still feel that we should transact
Okay.
this item independent.
Councillors, do we all agree with the recommendation, councillors?
No, sorry, Somlo.
No,
Yes.
Our concern ilega 2024-2025 financial year. We item, we heading with approval of accounting policies for the 2024-2025 financial year.
Yeah,
Sibuza
no,
ukuthi
it's
is
true.
it
It's
correct
true.
noma idinga correct?
No, I think correct, actually, Babu Kwala. Thank you. I think it's a typing error. Colleagues, can you please correct that? Other than that correction being captured, we're all in agreement of the recommendations.
no, the DA abstains.
They abstain. Thank you. Let's record that, City Manager.
Thank you very much. We are now on item 3.4, page 38. Procurement plan for the top 400 capital projects as at 30 April 2026. Committee recommends.
Yeah, thank you, SMPC. The report is here, councillors, for noting at the
For item 3.5, public tender awards of eThekwini municipality for the month ended 30 April 2026. Committee recommends.
for noting, no speakers. Are the recommendations noted? Thank you.
Item 3.6, billing report for the month ended 30th April 2026. Committee recommends.
We're on page 45 now, item 3.6. I've got
The reality confronting the Queenie is that a population estimated at approximately 4.5 million people is effectively being sustained through only 556,000 rateable properties, of which 483,000 are residential. ability and operational constraints over extended periods can no longer be accepted as reasonable. This concern is further amplified by revelations that approximately 2,000 rural meters and 22,000 urban meters have not been read for periods extending 3 years. The DA maintains that unless revenue management, metering accuracy, inaccurate maintenance, and loss control are urgently addressed, the municipality will continue shifting the burden of inefficiency on an ever-shrinking paying base through unsustainable tariff increases. It's time for a new way forward. It's time for a change. It's time for 6 November so the DA can make the city working again. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Spin, Action SA, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Speaker. Once again, the municipality boasts a billing success rate of 99.9%, but issuing a bill is not the same as issuing a correct bill. Residents continue to experience incorrect bills with estimated readings, incorrect readings, disputed accounts, and billing queries that often take months or even years to resolve. And where there is, where, and
Please assist with the microphone there.
Covered.
Okay, thank you.
conspiracy theory. And where is the new billing system that was supposed to be implemented at the end of this month? This is a new billing system that's supposed to address many of these long outstanding issues. The municipality is remarkably quiet on this matter. However, I want to raise another massive concern about the growth of our city that's represented in this billing report. In April, the municipality reported 118 new properties being added to the rate base. That's 0.00, and I can't count how many zeros percent. Of these, only 66 residential properties and 3 industrial or business properties were added. And if you look at the previous quarter, the stats are even more frightening. We're constantly told about billions of rands of investments flowing into eThekwini. We constantly pass rate rebates and discounts to encourage new businesses. We hear about investment conferences, economic growth strategies, and major development, yet the municipality's own figures tell a very different story. The city is growing. A city that is growing should be seeing meaningful increases, residential, commercial, and industrial properties. Those are the properties that create jobs, generate rates revenue, and reduce the burden on existing ratepayers. Instead, we continue to see tariffs increase while growth in a rate base at almost zero. These figures are a major red flag and should concern every single resident and councillor here today. We have almost no cash in the bank. We're about to borrow billions of rands, and we're told it's just in case, and we can't collect our debts. When will the municipality step up and acknowledge we are now beyond a crisis and take action? Or is the current leadership simply waiting for local elections and a new regime led by Action SA to solve their problems? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Nala.
Order Speaker. Order Speaker.
Councillor Hlengwa.
No, Speaker bengibuza nje ukuthi ukhansela mhlamba akanawo omunye uthayi ongekho green. Ngicabanga indaba eyimbuzi Speaker.
Kahle.
Misleading now.
Councillor Nala.
Thank you, Speaker, for the opportunity and greetings to you and the colleagues. Maybe let me start by saying there was 99.99% completeness of billing for the month for the 921,381 eligible accounts. The total property market value increased by 231 million from March to April. The rebate program for the city is being implemented as per the budget resolutions. However, applications for vacant land rebates have been very low, as only 4 new applications were processed in the month. We encourage communities to apply for these rebates as they are meant to assist during these difficult times. This statement means that the city's billing and property valuation systems are functioning effectively, while also showing that financial assistance programs are available but not being fully used by the public. Now, here is a simple breakdown for my previous speakers who did not understand the wonderful work done by our officials. 99.99% completeness of billing means that municipalities successfully issued almost all monthly bills correctly to the 929,381 accounts that qualify to receive municipal bills. This shows strong administrative efficiency. Number two, property market value increased by 231 million, meaning the total value of properties in the city grew between March and April. This can indicate property development, investment growth, and improved property prices. The rebate program is being implemented, meaning that the city is providing financial relief measures approved in the municipal budget to help qualifying residents and property owners. Only 4 vacant land rebates applications were processed, meaning that very few people are applying for assistance available for vacant land owners, even though the program exists to help reduce financial pressure. We continue to improve the meter reading services with 93% of water meters read. The remaining 7% were only estimated, with the main reasons being faulty meters, abnormal meter readings being investigated, and no access to read the meters, and the meters removed on the ground but still on the system. On electricity meters are only read once every 3 months. For the month, 85% of meters were read, only 15% were estimated, with the main reasons being faulty meters, abnormal meter readings being investigated, and no access to read the meters, meaning they were locked properties. So our officials couldn't get into those properties. Good progress is being made with the rollout of smart meters, with 69.4% of the 14,000 meters procured having been installed. A further 7,000 have been procured to assist the revenue completeness. The alleged tampering of prepaid meters is a concern. We are activating the meter sweep contract as a first step to address this, and a strategy is in place. The customer program is progressing well, Mr. Speaker. Now, let me talk about what Mr. Bierte said. Mr. Bierte, let us not worry about the 6th of November. We are all going to see that day. And people will be shocked when we as ANC retain our words and add more to those that are ours. I thank you.
Misleading the House.
Thank you.
You're dreaming while you're awake, Baba.
Thank you very much, Councillor. The report is here for noting. Are the recognition noted, councillors? City Manager.
Item 3.7, debt collection report for the month ended 30th April. Committee recommends.
Thank you. Item 3.7 is on page 62. Yes, I do have speakers. I am Councillor J Singh, MF, Councillor Maharaj, Action SA, Councillor Paxton with 2 minutes donated by ATEC and MKP. ANC is Councillor Kumete. In that order, Councillor J.
Speaker, we are told that households account for the majority of municipality bills. Yet at the same time, nearly 2/3 of our registered households qualify as indigent. That tells us an important story. This is not simply a culture of non-payment. It's a reflection of deep financial distress amongst our residents. On behalf of the United Independent Movement, we must ask, how do we justify increasing tariffs when the majority of households are already struggling to survive? We cannot ignore the reality that people are not refusing to pay. In many cases, they simply cannot afford to pay. Speaker, we need a more realistic approach, one that takes into account that our residents can actually afford, not just what the municipality needs to collect. Because if we continue like this, we are only making the problem worse. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Maharaj.
Speaker, the MF welcomes the announcement by National for plans for government debt to be centrally deducted by National and paid over to the city, preventing this matter from being stuck because of a to and fro between the metro and government departments. This matter is urgent, and the implementation thereof must be monitored by the Finance Committee with progress reports to Council. Speaker, when it comes to the Ingonyama Trust, it is gross irresponsibility on the side of our finance department to allow this debt to be a runaway debt, and there must be consequences for why this was allowed to happen. Finally, since National has set a precedent on settling intergovernmental debt, it must do the same for the area water debts by the Ugu and Amgunshluva districts. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Paxton.
Thank you, Speaker. The municipality is reporting an outstanding debt of 45.4 billion rand, with more than 41 billion rand older than 30 days. What this actually means is 8% of our residents are actually paying their bills within a 30-day period. It's completely unsustainable. Action SA is extremely worried what happens when these 8% all receive massive tariff and rate increases next month. How many of them are going to be paying on time? What concerns Action SA most is the report is not a recovery plan. It's simply a report of excuses. Page after page explains why debt has increased, what is missing are solutions, measurable interventions, and accountability. Every month, council receives a cut and paste explanations, and every month the debt increases. These are not excuses, they're indicators of a failing system. It's not only residents and businesses, but government institutions also remain a major payment defaulters. The Democratic Alliance, led Department of Public Works, continues to be a major defaulter, which constitutes over 33% of our outstanding government debt. How can the DA claim they will run the city effectively when they can't even pay their current debts? Speaker, 45.5 billion is not just a number. It represents roads not repaired, water infrastructure not upgraded, electricity networks not maintained, more people on the streets, and further reduction in basic services. This report simply makes excuses why debt has increased. What council needs is recovery targets, measurable collection outcomes, and more than anything, accountability for failure. But then again, Mr. Speaker, I somehow doubt this will happen between now and next month. And I shall simply cut and paste this debate from next month to this month with an additional R500 million of unpaid debt. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kumete.
Sawubona Speaker. Speaker, okwamanje sikahle. This year, debt collection rate is at 94%, Speaker, and we are improving, going towards to 97%, and that is an encouraging trend, Speaker. We are currently targeting the top 60,000 debtors, esifuna ukuba reach, Speaker. The improvement that we have contributed significantly to the improved collection rate of 97%. In addition, Speaker, 94% of all rates clearance certificates were timelessly issued. Siyabonga, Speaker.
Thank you very much. The report is here for noting, councillors. Is the report noted? Thank you, City Manager. Next item.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Item 3.8, approval of eThekwini Municipalities Tariff Policy for 26-27 financial year. Committee recommend.
Three speakers here is Councillor Chi Lovu from the DA, Councillor Maharaj S from MF, Councillor N Madlala from the ANC. In that order, Councillor Lovu.
Thank you very much, Speaker. One of the additions to this policy is the introduction of the monthly water loss levy. This is yet another additional expense placed on the already burdened ratepayers of the city. The stated purpose of this levy is to fund the limited write-offs of water consumption charges resulting from verified undetected underground leaks. However, if one reads this policy carefully, Speaker, it becomes clear that there is a significant level of technicality involved, which many of our residents will not fully understand. The reality is that this information has not been communicated clearly enough to the public. In many cases, residents will only become aware of these conditions and limitations of this levy when the time comes for them to make a claim. As a result, many desperate residents will ultimately feel misled by this municipality. While I am still on this point, Speaker, officials at Sizakala Center must be properly trained and trained to explain these matters to residents. Officials themselves must have a clear and thorough understanding of these processes and all other processes attached to every service they render. It is deeply concerning when a resident leaves a customer service center without answers, without clarity, and without any other clear way forward regarding the dispute or a query they came to try and resolve. Our residents deserve competent assistance, proper communication, and a municipality that treats them with dignity and transparency. Speaker, we can sit here and debate policies and technicalities and provisions all day, but these policies are not meant for us as in this chamber. They are meant for the people of eThekwini. It is therefore critically important that there is a coherence between what is written on paper and what residents actually experience on the ground. Residents are facing collapsing infrastructure, unreliable water supply, poor service delivery, rising cost of living, and endless frustration when trying to access municipal services. I would like to draw your attention, Speaker, to the current crisis that is faced by the community of Psycho Village in Ward 99 in Umkomas. The community have not had water for over a week already, and the tower that supplies them with water is apparently vandalized. It looks like that community will go for months relying on water tankers. There are already people who live by themselves, who are elderly, and who cannot be able to help themselves and go and collect water, who cannot leave their properties at 8 p.m. with buckets. They do not have strength. It is not fair to subject them to this by the very same council that has just raised water tariffs. What are they paying for? I would like to challenge the chairperson of the Trading Services Committee, IFP's Inkosi, to visit this community, not just to listen to them, but to tell them what are his plans of restoring water at Psycho Village. The people of Psycho Village deserve to be listened to. They are residents of this city and they are ratepayers, and they must be treated as such. When Inkosi is done with that meeting, he must go to the community of V section in the same ward and explain to them why they would be the only community without water when all communities surrounding them, supplied by the very same reservoir, have water. When he's done with that, he must visit the community of Ehlanzeni and explain to them why they have not had water for over 4 years. I challenge you, Mr. Nkosi, to close off his day with the community of Amahlongo and explain to them why they have had no water in their taps for over 5 years. The IFP voted in support of these tariff increases, and they are in charge of water and sanitation, and they owe the communities explanation and turnaround strategy that actually works. And if that fails, they must just come up with a contingency plan of the 5 months remaining for this term, and then the TA will take over from November going forward. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you.
If wishes were
Thank you,
hosting,
Councillor Maharaj.
Speaker,
It's very, before you come in, Maharaj, it's very interesting that all of you are ready to take over the fourth. All of you.
the sixth,
Very interesting. Councillor Maharaj,
Speaker, the MF does not support the amendments because notwithstanding the fixed water loss levy raises a new overall revenue for the city, it is an imposed mandatory tax that residents are grieved about given the reasons they already have insurance. The MF believes it is unfair that the city puts in line items into a consolidated billing system that can lead to court actions preferred against the city. People have the personal freedom to choose any insurer of their choice because The city has never shown that it has the capacity to perform such functions, given the past dissatisfaction with the previous service providers. Speaker, the MF does not support this policy.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Councillor Madlala.
and is not ready to govern.
No, thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The ANC supports this item. I think, Honorable Speaker, we need to be fair to ourselves. We once had a policy that dealt with this, and we are on record. Councillors are on record in this house, especially from across the passage, criticizing the policy as unworkable and impractical. Therefore, in listening to that, there's a new proposal here for a levy that is going to deal with water losses. People will have an underground leak in their homes, and they find that the bill has ballooned, and there needs to be a safeguard against that. We are on record here in this house complaining about the old infrastructure, about the infrastructure that was damaged by the floods and all of those things. Now, there needs to be a safeguard for a poor household who's sitting there and the water underground is leaking and they are not even aware of it. Once they come to our offices, they will get a bill of 18,000, and someone needs to say something about that. And as a forward-looking municipality, we need to do something about that. And therefore, this is what we are then doing to actually provide for such instances. Now, I understand the sentiments that are coming from across to say the distribution or the fair distribution of such has not been proven because the policy has not been there. Now we've just approved the policy. Let us give it a chance. Let it go and work. And if there are areas of improvement, bring those forward as councillors. I'm sure the CFO and team is here. They'll be able to do that. I also take the suggestion from across the room that says we need to then go and train our first our frontline staff in terms of Sizakala centers and other contact centers to be aware of this new charge so that they are able to interact and advise customers accordingly when they're coming to inquire about this. I think it's a point taken, and we are going to roll out the training if it has not already been done to ensure that when people come to inquire about this, they get proper answers and they get quality advice from our frontline staff. As the ANC, we support the item, Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. We are on page 79. The recommendations are here for approval. Are the recommendations agreed, councillors?
No.
Right. It looks like it's the only DA that we are abstaining or against.
We abstain.
The MF is
MF is against, is on record. UIM,
ACTP,
Action is abstain.
UIM, we are against,
ACTP abstain.
ACTP abstain. Actually say,
Abstain.
Uh,
Can we have the board?
and if we didn't get the share,
Abstain.
no,
Please.
I thought is
Supporting this.
only DA having a view. We have to vote properly so that the vote is properly recorded. Now we started those who are in support of the recommendations. Clearly raise your board. Raise your board clearly. We're voting those who are in support. Thank you. Those who are against? Those who are against? Yeah. Good. Those who abstain? That's right. Thank you. Everybody for okay, thank you. Those are in support of the recommendations. The number is 84. Those who are voting against, the number is 2. Those who abstain, the number is 50. Thank you very much. The recommendations being supported by the majority. City Manager, let's move to the next item.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. 3.9, approval of a eThekwini Municipalities Indigent Support Policy for the 26-27 financial year. Committee recommends.
Right, 3 speakers, Councillor A. Peterson, DA, Atek, Panchal Pen, 1 minute from Action SA, donated to Atek, ANC, Councillor Stolle. In that order, Mr. Councillor Peterson.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, the Democratic Alliance acknowledges the critical importance of the strong and effective indigenous policy. In a city where many residents continue to face severe economic hardship, rising living costs, unemployment, and ongoing service delivery failures, this program is not charity. It is a necessary social safety net that ensures vulnerable households are not excluded from access to basic municipal services. However, Speaker, while we support assisting vulnerable residents, we cannot ignore a harsh reality. The success of indigenous policy depends entirely on the municipality's ability to administer its honesty, efficiency, and sustainability. The challenge facing eThekwini municipality is not policy formulation. This is a challenge implementation, verification, accountability, and financial sustainability. Speaker, this council must confront serious questions. How accurate is the current indigent database? How many beneficiaries remain on the system despite no longer qualifying? How many deserving residents are excluded because of administrative failures? What measures are in place to prevent abuse, fraud, and political interference? And how will the municipality sustain increasing support while the revenue collection continues to decline? The reality is that the city's financial position remains under severe pressure. Non-payment escalating debt, infrastructure collapse, water and electricity losses, and poor revenue management continue to threaten municipal sustainability. If we are not careful, this system could collapse under its own weight, and when that happens, it is the poorest residents who will suffer first. Speaker, the DA believes that the indigenous system must root to indignity, fairness, and opportunity. Assistance must reach genuinely qualifying households while the municipality simultaneously focuses on economic growth, job creation, infrastructure maintenance, and restoring service delivery so that fewer residents depend on indigent relief in future. An indigent policy must become a substitute for economic development. The people of Durban do not want permanent dependency. They want functioning infrastructure, reliable electricity, water security, and safe communities, and opportunities to work and provide for their families. We also welcome the motivational provisions contained within this policy for residents who may fall just short of the qualifying benchmark. This creates an opportunity for struggling households facing genuine financial hardship to receive guidance and support while still ensuring proper compliance and oversight within the system. Speaker, the current application process at many Sizakala centers remain deeply concerning. Residents often expect to place highly sensitive personal documentation in collection boxes without receiving acknowledgement slips or reference numbers. This creates uncertainty and frustration, as applicants have no reliable way of tracking the processes of their applications. As the DA, we therefore call for clear, consistent, and digitized communication across all customer service centers and indigent offices. Applicants deserve proper guidance, clear explanations, and guiding qualifying criteria and required documentation and secure proof of submission that all applications be tracked efficiently. Too often, residents are sent from office to office without assistance, creating unnecessary delays and frustration. A transparent and proper managed process will improve accessibility and ensure that vulnerable residents are treated with dignity and fairness. Furthermore, stricter verification and annual auditing processes are essential. Every cent allocated towards indigent relief must reach legitimate beneficiaries. Ratepayers who continue to fund this municipality despite increasing tariffs and declining service delivery. They deserve accuracy and public funds are managed responsibly. Good governance requires oversight, accountability, and measurable outcomes. In conclusion, Speaker, the DA supports the measures to protect vulnerable residents, but such measures must be implemented responsibly, transparently, and sustainably. Let us approve a policy that protects the poor without bankrupting the city while building administration that respects the dignity of its people. As a Democratic Alliance, we support this item. I thank you.
Thank you. Uh, Councillor N. Pachipen, 1 minute from Action SA.
Mr. Speaker, I am Councillor Neil Pachipan from ADAC. The budget passed last week has been widely advertised as a
Speaker,
budget.
the councillor is recording me without my consent. I don't know why he's got his phone and is recording me. The
Yeah,
councillor
but
of,
your pen.
no, the Action SA councillor.
Kick him out.
Ow, Baskin.
Yeah,
Keep that actually say out, Councillor.
yeah, we are not allowed to do that, Councillor. Councillor Archipen, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Over the past few months, I have received calls from pensioners and SASSA beneficiaries across Chatsworth, Phoenix, Wentworth, Merebank, Mshlotuzana, Newlands, Queensborough, Amlazi, and surrounding areas. These are residents whose only source of income is a SASSA grant. A pensioner receiving a SASSA grant of 2,400 per month remains indigent, regardless of the paper value of their property. Excluding such a person may undermine the principles of dignity, non-discrimination, and social inclusion contained in sections 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3 of the indigent policy. Many of these pensioners, Mr. Speaker, are people who worked, paid rates and taxes, and contributed to the city for decades. In their retirement years, they should not be forced to choose between keeping the lights on or buying food. I therefore call on the municipality to automatically enroll all residents whose sole source of income is a SASSA grant into the indigent program. SASSA has already assessed these residents and confirmed their financial circumstances. They should not have to prove that they are poor twice. SASSA and the municipal indigent program should work hand in hand. By doing so, qualifying residents would receive free basic electricity, free water, rates relief, and debt write-offs in terms of the policy, providing real and meaningful relief to those who need it the most. ADAC therefore calls upon the municipality and all those who supported the budget to demonstrate the commitment to the poor and the elderly by supporting the automatic enrollment of qualifying SASSA beneficiaries into the municipal indigent program. Today, we have the opportunity to do the right thing for our elderly residents. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Stole, ANC.
Thank you, Speaker. The provision of the indigent policy supports is in accordance with Section 74 2C of the Municipal Systems Act, which requires that poor households must have access to at least basic services. Therefore, the ANC-led Portfolio Committee has ensured that the policy has been reviewed for 2026-2027 financial year with proposed amendments in relation to definitions so as to cater for review in the indigent support categories and also to look at the eligibility and categories of indigent households to enumerate specific social packages, benefits and eligibility. Sonke siyazi ukuthi into mhlampe ebikade ibangela ukuthi kube ngathi i-indigent policy ihamba kancane bekuwukuthi kade singenawo ama-social workers amaningi. Siyibukile ke yonke leyo ukuthi akuyona yonke imindeni ngoba asuke khona ama-reports from our Operation Sukuma Sakhe, akuyona yonke imindeni ekufanele ukuthi ihlale izilinde ukuthi kube khona ama-social workers, but kuzobukisiswa khona lawo ayobhekelelwa mese kuba khona nalawo ayolinda ama-social workers, kodwa kuyobe sekucubungulwe lonke iform ngeform ukuthi lime kanjani. Njengo-African National Congress siyayisupporta i-indigent policy, siyabonga.
Thank you. The report is here for approval. Are the recommendations agreed, councillors? Next item, City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Item 3.10, approval of eThekwini Municipalities Credit Control and Debt Collection Policy for the 26-27 financial year. Committee recommends.
Thank you. There are two speakers. Action SA, Councillor Paskin, 2 minutes. MKP and ATEC, ANC, Councillor Ngomalo. Two speakers only.
Just a point of order, Speaker. This has already been voted on the budget. It's the same as the previous items.
Yeah, now I can't hear you. We are not speaking on this item.
I am Speaker, but these items have already been voted on the budget last week. So they're kind of pointless to debate them.
No, but if you feel like that, why did you put your name here?
Then I'm covered. Thank you.
Councillor Ngomalo?
Somdom, umuntu akabonge nje. Allow me to congratulate the credit control for maintaining the collection of 93% throughout the year and the minimum of 400 billion per month. This department remain the backbone of the municipality, and without them, the municipality will be collapsed. We further wish to congratulate them for the new system they are introducing for making things easier for the customers to upload their own readings, get the bill through e-service. Nakuba kunjalo somlomo, we have noted that the debtors book is increasing at more than 800,000 rand per month, and we can upon the CFO to allocate more resources toward the debt reduction to stop such that high increase. We have also noted that the program like deceased estate and debt relief program, which are helping the poorest of the community, and we encourage the department to continue with such initiative. As an ANC, we note the report as it is. Thank you.
Thank you very
400
much.
billion per month.
We are on page 83. Recommendations are for approval. Are the recommendations agreed, councillors?
The abstain.
No.
Nyambosa?
The abstain, sir.
They abstain.
Action SA abstains.
Okay. Next item.
Item 3.11, Budget statement report for the month ended 30 April 2026. Committee recommends.
This is page 85. 311, two speakers, Councillor Ndlovu, DA, ANC, Councillor Nala.
Hayi sengibhodlile speaker ngiyabonga.
So covered. Councillor Nala?
Hayi ngoba naye sekwenzeke njalo hayi nakumina kunjalo.
Okay, thank you. I'm checking whether are we noting or it's for noting, yeah. Yeah, it's for noting. Is report noted, councillors? Thank you, City Manager. We are left now with 3 items before we conclude this agenda.
Item 3.12, approval of eThekwini Municipalities Property Rates Policy for 26-27 financial year. Committee recommends.
3.12, there are no speakers. The recommendations noted.
No.
The DA abstains.
Action is abstain.
Okay,
MF abstains as well.
right.
Speaker,
Councillor Ntuli.
ngixolisele ngathi item fanele si-approve.
Page 80. Okay, 86. 86, 3.12, yes. Yeah, I thought it's 85, 3.11. There was a mistake on my side, Tuli. Thank you for that. Yeah, if you look at the recommendations, they are here for approval. The recommendations on page 87, so that you follow, is on page 87. Is the report agreed, councillors? Right. Next item, so please.
Did you note that the DA abstains?
DA abstain, yes.
We are now
Whose
on
copy is it?
report number 4 on page 90, which is the report of the Community Services Committee from their meeting, which was held on the 21st of the 5th, 2026. Item 4.1, request for approval of the Durban Film Office to conceptualize. Request for approval for the Durban Film Office to conceptualize and implement an annual emerging filmmakers market for the next 3 years. 2025, 26, 27, 28. So I thought they meant 26, 27
Yeah.
to 27, 28. Committee recommends.
Let's do that correction on the financial years. As City Manager, there are no speakers on the item. The report is here for approval. The recommendations agreed. Next item.
Thank you, Speaker. Item number 5 is the Direct Exco report. Approval of the 26-27 Audit and Risk Committee Charter. Committee recommends.
Thank you. Again, the report is here for approval. The recommendations agreed. Right. Now, may I have your attention before we proceed? Now, we are done with this report. We have to move now to the supplementary agenda. Then we'll come back to the main report to conclude the MPEC and other report. Now, I've looked at the item that are remaining. We are not going to break for lunch. We'll push till the end of the meeting. When we break, we close the meeting. Then we have lunch, then we leave, because very few items now are left. We're about to conclude instead of breaking and coming back. The items that are left are very few. Now let's push so that we conclude. Then you break once and for all. Then you leave.
Aye.
Thank you, Councillor Nyambo.
Speaker, I sincerely do apologize. It's probably the last time I request caucus. There's just one item that we need to consider as a DA caucus, please.
Oh, okay.
Very few minutes.
Okay, thank you. 3 granted.
3 is fine.
Oh, sure.
Nazo-ke sihlalo.
Thank you. Now,
Don't break for lunch.
Ngizwile sihlalo.
meeting of the 2nd of the 6th, 2026. Item 1 is the report of the Trading Services Committee from their meeting which was held on the 27th of the 5th, 2026. Item 1.1 is the request for approval of minimum commitments M1, M2, and M3 under the Metro Trading Services reform within the Energy Management Directorate and the Water and Sanitation Directorate. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, Councillor Baskin Eshinese.
Covered, Speaker.
Covered, okay, thank you. Are these recommendations are here for approval. Agreed, councillors?
That he abstains, Chair.
Action SA abstains, Chair.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this so that I don't confuse my team. DA, we are against. You abstain. I want to correct that so that it's recorded. Action say
Abstain.
abstain. Okay. Thank you. Let's proceed, City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The next item is
Page 8.
is an item on page 8. Item 1.2, request for approval of the organization and organizational establishment for the Trading Services Directorate. Committee recommends.
Thank you. The report is here for approval, but there are speakers. There are two only. Is Action SA with 2 minutes and Councillor Mandlala ANC. She say
Again, Speaker, covered, thank you.
covered. Are you covered, Mandlala? Thank you. Are there hey, Fred. Hlekisa ngalishonile. Yeah, are the recommendation agreed, councillors?
Abstain.
MF
Abstain.
abstains.
Abstaining.
Yeah. Abstain.
Abstaining. MF abstain.
Yes.
Yeah, abstain. Good.
Action SA also abstain.
Okay, thank you. City Manager. Okay. Okay. Now we are done. Now go back to the main council agenda on MPEC. We are now going to invite the chair of MPEC just to summarize
Thank you.
the report and the recommendation briefly, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. We've got 4 reports. I'll start by the first one. The first one, Honorable Speaker, it's for noting. It's the assessment that has been done by UCOCTA, where they gave us 93%, 95% kuma UIFW. So it's for noting. Sicela nisinothele yona as a committee.
The report is on page 2. Are the recommendations noted? Item reports, next report.
The second report, my UFW 2025-2026 quarterly report ended 31 March 2026. This is sicela ke la nis-appruvele le report where we are requesting ukuthi nisirayithele off 44,750 652,162 cent. I'm sure ngiride kahle le number. Besicela nisirayithe ofele iqhamuka kuma directorate ahlukahlukene. Sikwenzile ebekufanele sikwenze as impact uku-interrogator ama-officials sa-submitter for ama-report ku-CIID as well as u-Financial Misconduct Board. Explainiwe ukuthi
siyoreportelwa in this August House every quarterly for progress in terms of consequence management. We have reached the conclusion ethi sicela ukurayithe ofelwa in this August House le mali esengiyimentionile.
Thank you. One speaker from TA, Councillor Akeson. Order.
Covered.
Okay. Are the recognition noted?
No,
Agreed.
we
For
take that.
approval, I'm sorry. Is that great?
The DA is voting against.
MF against.
Action is against.
Right. Let's vote. Let's close the doors. Can we? No movement. We are. This item is for approval, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
With ama annexure. That give.
Those who are in support of the recommendations from MPEC committee, please raise your vote. Okay. So right. Yeah, thank you. Those who are voting against. Thank you. Those who abstain. Thank you. Those who are in support, 77. Those who are against, 43. Those who abstain, 4. Recommendations will be carried through. City Manager.
Third report.
Next item.
No, it's that report. I'm
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. We're still on the MPEC report.
that
Is not City Manager, it's Councillor Dlamini.
This one again, that report is for approval, Honorable Speaker. Ikhuluma ngama UIFW, a result from local content. So for me, it will be undermining the capability and capacity of this house if I can do it redundant to what Councillor Madlala was explaining in terms of my UIFW and consequence management, in particular, we local content. So here we have concluded as a committee that we'll submit this recommendation of rectifier 158,278,952 40 cent. So I can't explain more. We've been deliberating for this item of local content. I'm quite convinced with each and every councillor who's in this house is fully aware, except if councillors can do a politics on this, because it's clear has been explained. There is even a consequence management arrangement with how it's going to go about. I'm not too sure with what else people will want. Thank you. If you can write off this from the
The,
recommendation.
thank you. The report is here for approval. Is on page 11, the recommendations. All agreed, councillors?
No.
Okay, let's have the screen. Let's have the screen, no movement. Those are closed because we are voting. Those who are in support of the recommendations, raise your vote. Thank you very much. Those who are voting against. Thank you. Those who abstain. Thank you. Those who are in support, the number is 78, against 47, abstain 6. The recommendations will be carried through. That was the last report from.
Last one, Speaker.
There's the last one.
Yes. This
Oh.
is this is for
Oh,
noting.
4, eh?
Yes, yes. This is for noting, Honorable Speaker, iveza nje ukuthi MPEC ikhona iya exist iyasebenza, then sicela nisinothele the report.
Okay. Okay. Is the report noted, councillors?
Sorry, Speaker,
Thank you.
I'm on the speaker's list for this item.
Okay, you're speaking on this item.
We don't see
Okay,
you.
no problem. Let's check. Bese ngibeke phansi amabhuku ngoba ngithi ugcina le. Yeah, no, it's true. You're speaking. You can speak.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The state of our financial oversight is not just dysfunctional, it is a calculated avoidance of responsibility. And through you, Speaker, I'm specifically addressing the city manager, who is the ultimate authority under whom these delinquent directorates fall. If the departments are consistently non-responsive to impact, it is a direct reflection of the leadership failure at the helm of this administration. Where is the accountability? We are told that the Financial Misconduct Disciplinary Board is tasked with consequence management. Yet in real terms, this board has been rendered toothless. The chronic delays in submitting reports to impact by directorates are not just hiccups, they are strategies to run out of the clock. These directorates withhold information, time passes, employees resign, and officials retire, effectively insulating them from any real consequence. By the time the matter is finally investigated, the individuals responsible have already walked away, leaving the taxpayer to foot the bill for their misconduct. We are sitting here with over 3.3 billion in UIF expenditure that requires investigation. Yet we allow this culture of obstruction to persist. We have to get these directorates compelled to respond to the Municipal Public Accounts Committee. And if they are not, then we are failing in the duty to protect the public purse. We are done waiting for analysis and strategies while the window closes for justice. We need accountability for the systematic failure to the Impact Committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Are the recommendations noted?
No, wait.
Thank you very much.
We are against.
This was the last report from MPEC, right? Now it means we are Yes, we have to move now to item 13 in the order of procedure in our council agenda, which are the notices of motion. Notice of motion, I think there are two. There are two. The first one is from Councillor Penn. If I'm not mistaken, I remember Pelinde. On page 97, yeah, I remember seeing that motion. Let me invite Councillor Penn.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I table my motion for approval, please? As per
Yes.
the agenda?
Yes.
Do I need to speak to it? Perhaps it'll be.
Yeah, you have to speak on it, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You table your motion.
That's right.
Speaker, just clarity, a motion has been tabled by the author. Maybe there's no indication whether there is any objection to it because Councillor Penn can only motivate if there's an objection to it. If we all agree, then it follows the necessary processes.
Yeah, I hear you, but to remember that we agreed that the motion have to be motivated so that councillors can decide from an informed point of view. There was a request that before we vote, let's allow someone to speak before you decide, because if you have not allowed the sponsor of the motion to speak, what are you rejecting? What are you accepting? You remember that argument earlier we had, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Councillor Kwala?
Somlomo, as-IFP besicela ukusiphi legal kule lokhuzana with ama-rules of order or procedure. Because we are speaking about in committee meeting. Mhlambe what guide us ngoba what is right in here, it seems like we are doing it just for ukuyenza, it's not guided.
Yes, Kwala ngikuzwa kahle.
I-IFP Somlomo ithi icela ukuthi ngoba le indlela esenza ngayo. So sesifisa ukuthola from illegal ukuthi uma kunale motion it means kahle kahle all along senza into wrong. So yila sifuna ukuthola khona ukuthi with ama illegal le esisuke siyenza isuke wrong yini masenza in committee.
Masenza we in committee.
Yes, ama item akanje maswa tablisha kwi in committee ngoba isho njalo ilokhuzana le motion. So sifisa ukuguide ama rules by ulegal.
Yeah, thank you, councillors. Councillor Kwala, I consulted legally, they will guide council on how to handle a motion like this. Legal. Microphone. Can you please fix the microphone? You must have said- Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Speaker. I think, Speaker, the challenge I have with the request from Councillor Gwala is that he is inviting me to debate the item. As is for now, it's for this council to decide whether it accepts the motion or not. And then any other deliberations could only happen thereafter. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. It means legal have no view or opinion at this stage, but the item is correctly to be considered by council. There's nothing wrong with the motion being in the agenda and being debated in council. What
Somlo,
Councillor Kwala?
I think understood ulega. I'm not saying ukuthi ibe khona item. Mhlambe my point is uma sikhuluma nge-in committee imuphi umthetho osigayidayo ngoba ithi DA lemhlangano ye-in committee yokuqasha ama-officials kumele ibe public. So i-concern from the IFP ithi kanti yini esigayida ukuthi le it's an in committee meeting, le it's a public meeting. Sifisa ukuthola lokho so that we consider what they are saying, but sifisa ukuthola ukuthi yini umehluko, yini esigayidayo esumthetho or ama rules ukuthi le lokhuzana ibe kwi-in committee or ingabi khona. Ngoba ila isidideka khona ukuthi why sizoba ne-in committee kwamanye ama-item le siyenze public, because we think le is guided ukuthi kufanele qale ibe in committee bese iba public ngezathu ezithile mhlawumbe ngo Poppy Act and stuff. Yilokho esifuna ukuthola as-IFP ukuthi yini esigayidayo ukuthi le item is in committee or not in committee.
Okay, I think that is the interpretation of the rules of order of council. Madlala, before I go back to Likan.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I think the problem that Ulikal is experiencing is the same problem I'm experiencing, in that Councillor Kwala, I think, should have waited for the author of the motion to motivate the motion, so that whatever responses or questions that Councillor Kwala would have been held on the basis of the motivation that has been put forward. Now, the item, we are not even sure whether it's going to be accepted for consideration in this meeting, but already we are asking for a legal opinion. So I think it's just that technicality. Maybe let's put on ice Councillor Kwala's the request, transact on the item, see if it stands in the house, and then maybe bring back Councillor Kwala's request for legal advice on the basis of what would have been presented in the house by the author of the motion. Thank you.
Okay.
Because had this been a report, it would have been different, because I would have said maybe Councillor Kwala has read the report, has read the motivation and everything. But now we are just presented with a motion that has not even been motivated. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Can we agree that Councillor Ben be afforded an opportunity to motivate why he's putting the motion to council? Then council will decide whether to support or not. I hear the concern from Councillor Kwala, but at this point in time, let's hear the reason why the motion has been proposed or tabled. Councillor Ben, briefly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I had not intended to start with these words, but to deal with Councillor Gwala's concern and perhaps the similar concerns that other councillors might have.
Point of
All
order,
this
Speaker.
motion,
Point of order.
The speaker on the floor supposed to motivate on us why it a support motion, not to address the other councillor.
Yeah, because the motion is not intended to address or to respond to Councillor Kwala's submission. Can you please confine yourself on the reason why you want council to consider the motivation? Don't respond to Councillor Kwala.
the focus and the purpose of this motion is to start a process, to investigate a process. Bear those thoughts in mind, colleagues, and then listen, please, to what I have to say. It is a statement of the obvious that a municipality is a public body which exists to provide general services to residents in the municipality. For that reason, the residents of the municipality have an interest in the qualities of the top officials who run the municipality, their qualifications, their experience, and their track record in other positions which they have held. Residents also have an interest in the salaries which they are being paid to those officials. Residents should also be permitted to know who is interested in being appointed to senior positions when appointments are necessary. What are their qualifications? What experience do they have? And most importantly, how competent have they been in the previous positions which they have held? For some time, these appointments in eThekwini have been dealt with in committee meetings of the council. In committee meetings of the council. Why? What are we hiding? These are public interest issues, and they should be dealt with in the full glare of public scrutiny. The municipal leadership should be proud to tell our residents and our ratepayers how the municipality deals with the appointment of new senior management and acting appointments. The municipal leadership should also be proud to tell our residents and ratepayers what salaries are being paid to these senior officials to do their jobs. If you want exceptional expertise, you have to pay for it. Instead, we have been passing these resolutions behind closed doors. Why? What are you hiding, Mr. Speaker, as it is your discretion what happens in committee? Some may argue that there is a need for confidentiality and secrecy. Why? Any legal practitioner who seeks appointment as a judge, or an existing judge who seeks appointment to higher office, has to be interviewed by the Judicial Services Commission in the full glare of public scrutiny. If that scrutiny is necessary for the appointment of judges, so too should those people who want to hold senior management at the top levels of the administration of the municipality be willing and prepared to be submitted to the same level of scrutiny. To those applicants who might be discouraged from applying for senior positions because of the scrutiny, I would say you shouldn't bother to apply. If you are not willing to disclose your interest in holding a particular position, your qualifications and your in-office successes publicly before you are appointed, then you obviously aren't the right person for the job. It can be argued that the entire process building up to the final resolution brought to full council for decision should be held in the full glare of public scrutiny. The screening panel should operate in public. The selection panel should operate in public. The interviews should be held in public. Residents, ratepayers, civic organizations, and ratepayers associations should be allowed to watch the process unfold. And if you really want to be transparent, you'll build into the process an opportunity for those role players to participate in the process. But those are matters of detail. The motion before us relates to the starting of a process for the determination of the appointment of senior managers. I hope that other colleagues in other parties will have the same conviction which the DA has for open and transparent governance. Please support the starting of a process to determine how the appointment of senior managers is done in the future. I'm heartened by the comments of Councillor Malala earlier when he commented on the greater scrutiny that's going to be applied in future in regard to consequence management. And I would like to suggest that he extends that to the appointment of senior managers. So if you are interested in open and transparent governance, I urge you to support this motion. If you do not support this motion, that will speak volumes about your lack of commitment to open and transparent governance. The voters will take note of your lack of commitment and your commitment to open and transparent governance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move and I urge colleagues to support the motion. I stress it is a case of starting a process to investigate the process.
Thank you, Councillor Madlala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I think I'm now where Councillor Kwala was, but I think I'm in a better position because Councillor Ben is motivated. One, it's maybe clarity on my understanding. My understanding has always been that the decision of whether or not a meeting of council is going to be in committee or in full public view is the decision that rests with the speaker, and the speaker does not take the decision alone. He has a meeting that he will hold with party whips to determine the order of proceedings in meetings, among which whether a part or a certain item of the agenda is going to be transacted in an open or in an in-committee meeting. That has been my understanding all along. And therefore, when we come to a meeting and we find that a meeting is in committee or a parts of the meeting are in committee, my understanding has always been that it's on the basis of what the speaker has presented to party whips and party whips have agreed. However, because that is a sort of a housekeeping committee, council on its own has a right to determine the nature, form, and content of the meetings. So we can come here and actually say, no, speaker, we want this item to be transacted in public, or want this particular item because of the reasons that we are going to motivate on to be transacted in an in-committee meeting. For instance, the item on the burial assistance used to be transacted in full view of everyone until parties took that, or opportunistic elements within us took those matters and made a mockery of the processes, to the dismay of families who are being assisted. We then came together and said, look, in light of what has happened, maybe it's better that these items are transacted in an in-committee meeting to protect the dignity of the departed and the dignity and sanctity of the family that is bereaved. That was the decision of council. There was no motion around that. Now, my question is, why do we need a motion on this item instead of going to a meeting where such items are being transacted and deciding first, informing your party whip to go in the whippery meeting and say, no, this item must be transacted openly, and coming here and motivating like I motivated for the other items to be transacted in an open meeting. Why do we need a motion? Or it should be a question, because I'm asking legal. Should that be a motion, or can it just happen as I'm proposing? Is there anything that maybe militates legally against this item or this proposal being tabled, not as a motion, but maybe as a motion in a meeting, not to be a standing decision of council? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, councillors, for that. In terms of our rules of order, in our rules, meetings that have to be in committee and those should be open in public are clearly defined. In our rules, if maybe there's someone who's a member of the public or from the media can make a request in writing or an application giving reasons why maybe he feels that he should be part of the meeting or the meeting should be open. Not only councillors, even members of the public, the media can write. But nevertheless, I wanted to clarify that we are on page 97. Is the motion supported?
Yes.
Please raise your vote. Those who are in support of, we are voting now, close the door. We don't move. We are voting for the motion. It has been motivated clearly. Those who are in support of the motion, please raise your vote.
Okay.
Siyabonga, ngahlisa izandla. Those who are voting against the motion. Thank you. Those who abstain. Thank you. Those who are in support of the motion, 46. Those who are against the motion, 76. Those who abstain, 10. The motion have not been supported. Thank you.
Speaker,
Councillor Mchetwa.
sorry, man. I know you are a very democratic speaker. Do you mind reopening this item for debate again? There's an issue that I want to raise.
No.
This motion.
No. Unfortunately, Councillor Mchetwa. Page 98. The second motion is from Councillor Singh.
Speaker.
Yes, who's that?
Speaker. Councillor Luthuli.
Yes, Tolu.
No. Bengifisa ukuchecka nje speaker ngoba ama-colleagues ngaphesheya ayayithanda into ye-transparency. Can they be transparent? Basixoxele nje ukuthi who is this councillor okuthiwa uxoshiwe ngoba edle ama-voucher.
Hayi mtshe. Hayi Xabashe mbukile ngaseshonile Xabashe. Sesiyavala manje Xabashe. Councillor Singh, page 98.
Yeah, i-councillor le-DA leli dlama.
Speaker, I'm here.
Let's maintain order, councillors.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker. Honorable Mayor, Deputy Mayor, councillors, and especially the residents in Phoenix. I, Councillor Samir Singh, with the seconder, Councillor Donwood Chinopale, hereby table this motion to this council on page 88 for consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. The motion on page 98 has been presented. I'm sure you've seen the motion. The councillor have addressed council to motivate. Is the motion supported, councillors? Okay, let's vote. Let's vote. No movement.
Speaker. There was no, so I have to motivate on the motion. I tabled the motion for this council. I didn't motivate after that.
Oh, but I never.
I
You
said
see,
for
you see
table.
what Ben has done.
Yeah, that's Council Brand.
No,
It's a different procedure.
no.
Speaker.
No, don't be.
Follow the
don't-
principles
don't-
on your
Yeah,
directive.
no, you see, council. You see, council. I allowed an opportunity to motivate, as I've done to Councillor Ben. You decided to do your own thing. But when I proceed now with the meeting, you are saying it was not like Councillor Ben. But I gave you a chance to motivate.
No, sir, you did. I only was allowed to present my motion. I didn't motivate my
But
motion.
I said to you, we're on 98, Councillor Singh, please motivate.
You only
Now,
I only heard you say
now the debate
table the
between
motion.
me and yourself is that you decided to do your own thing.
No, sir,
Not
Speaker,
what I told you.
follow the principles of the previous council meeting.
No, serious. I'm serious.
No,
I'm serious.
Speaker.
This is council time. This is council time. I'm serious.
So, Speaker, with your indulgence, can I motivate for this motion?
Yeah.
please?
No. Order. Councillors, the motion is here. Those who are in support of the motion, please raise your hands.
Speaker, please.
Order.
Please, Mr.
Order.
May I address you, Mr. Speaker?
Hey, wena siyavota
May
wena.
I
It's
address
not your
you, please?
motion.
Qala nedlama.
No, I'm addressing
It's
the
not your
process.
motion. Not your motion.
Not the motion, the process, Speaker.
Siyavota nanyoni.
Please, speak. I want to address the process because
Sicela
I can see where the confusion is.
asizozwa ngawe wena.
There's an agreed principle here. Your motion is being motivated to convince council. Now, I gave Ben that opportunity, did exactly that. I allow Mr. Singh to do exactly that. He does something else. When I'm taking the meeting to a vote, he's saying, no, I've not yet motivated.
Mr. Speaker, over the years, with respect, this is how yourself have always conducted the meeting. You give the author of the motion an opportunity to present the motion, and then you put it to a house to say, is it agreed or not? If
But-
there's a no, then the motivation comes in.
I'm aware of
What
that.
Councillor Singh has done is to present the motion.
I'm aware of that.
And
In fact, listen, I'm aware of all that. Unfortunately, it's the same DA that engaged me on that proposal to say no, because before we used to present a motion with no motivation. We decide to vote or to accept or reject. Then Councillor Ben raised a very strong argument, of which the speaker accepted that, to motivate the motion. Now, let me do this. Councillor Singh, there's one thing that you must learn if you are a leader. I know that sometimes political parties, they don't want to admit when they're wrong, and some leaders. I gave you a chance, you decided to do something else, and you don't want to apologize and take the blame. But you must grow as a leader. If you have done something wrong, I apologize, I'm sorry, then the meeting proceed. Can you please learn that while we are giving you chance, but learn that. Proceed.
You are casting aspersions.
No, no.
Stuff.
As I saying, proceed.
You are in fact incorrect. You keep moving.
Proceed, as I saying.
Thank you again, Speaker. I rise in support of this motion because this matter goes beyond land allocations and housing policies. It speaks directly to the quality of life, dignity, and the future of our communities in Phoenix. In January 2022, this council already took a principled decision. Council resolved that the EXCO investigate the infill housing project, ensuring proper public participation, and importantly, retain open spaces such as play lots, sports fields, where strong community objection existed. Yet years later, residents are still waiting for the clarity, protection, and implementation. Communities are not simply asking for empty lands to be remain unused. They're asking for a balance. They're asking for development must happen responsibly and with consultation. Open spaces are not luxuries. They are essential community assets. That is where our children play safely, where elderly residents walk, where family gather, and where sporting talents is developed away from crime and social ills. If we continue allowing every open space to disappear without proper engagement, we risk overcrowding communities with no breathing space, no recreational facilities, and no long-term urban vision plan. Speaker, meaningful public participation is not optional. It is a constitutional and democratic obligation. Residents must not feel that the decisions are imposed on them after the plans are already finalized. Communities want to be heard before development proceeds, not after the fact. This motion is also not anti-development. Let us be very clear. We support housing delivery, but we recognize the need for development opportunities. But development cannot come at the expense at the very social infrastructure that keeps communities healthy and functional. Approving this motion will allow council to finally receive an updated report, establish clear policy guidelines, and create certainty for residents and officials alike. It will also help protect vulnerable recreation areas while ensuring future development are guided by transparency, consultation, and proper planning principles. Most importantly, it sends a message to this council: listen to its people. Speaker, future generations will judge us not only by how many houses we build, but also whether we preserve spaces for children to play. For communities to unite and residents to enjoy a decent living environment, I therefore urge all councillors around party lines to support this motion in the interest of responsible governance, community participation, and the protection of public open spaces in Phoenix. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Singh. The motion has been tabled and motivated. Those who are in support of the motion, please raise your hands.
Ngiyamboza Dlanga Devonport.
Awukodwa mtshado.
Thank you very much. Ngahlisa izandla. Those who are voting against, raise your vote.
Yabona ukufika kaNkosi impela sekubimbisa ikwaya ke manje. Yasho lo.
GNU entsha.
Thank you. Those who abstain. Those who abstain.
Hey. Nosibalo wahamba napha ngaphesheya. Silahle nawo sibalo lapho uvukana.
Right, those who are in support, the number is 61. Those who are against, the number is 74. Those who abstain, the number is 1. Thank you very much. We are moving now with our agenda. There's no report from the
How did
mayor.
the IFP vote?
No report from the city manager. Items for noting noted. Thank you very much. We are going to close the meeting and release all our officials so that we can deal with the few in committee items in the agenda, very few. All our officials, sound system team, cameramen, close your cameras, then you can be excused. Members of the public, thank you very much.
Yeah, close the camera.
Sibongile, kuba ingxenye yomhlangano.